Good evening. The May 2014 ceremony for awarding certificates and degrees is now open. Please remain standing while the colors are presented by the Boise State University ROTC Color Guard, escorted by the Boise firefighters, pipes, and drums. After the colors are presented, we will have a moment of silence for all the fallen firefighters, police officers, and those service members who have served our country. After a brief moment of silence, the national anthem will be sung by Michaela Harding. If we can have just a moment of silence, please, for our fallen brothers and sisters. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see him by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular and the bombs bursting in air gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Thank you. Please be seated. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome everyone to the 2014 commencement ceremonies at the College of Western Idaho and introduce the party platform. Please stand as I recognize your name. State Board of Education member Milford Terrell. CWI Board of Trustees, Chair Stan Bastian, Vice Chair Mary Nyland, Secretary Treasurer Gordon Browning, Member Guy Hurlbut, Trustee Mark Dunham. The CWI's President Cabinet, please rise. The CWI Foundation President, Greg Braun. This year's student speakers, Christopher Grapes and Michael Carlab. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all of your time and dedication to CWI and joining us here today as we celebrate the accomplishments of this year's class of 2014. You look great. At this time, I would like to introduce Milford Terrell, who would like to offer a warm welcome on behalf of the State Board of Education.
Good evening. I said good evening. I can't hear you. Thank you. Wow, I thought there for a minute we were at a funeral. Everybody's wearing black and nobody's talking. Tonight is a night of celebration. Thank you, President Burt. I really appreciate being here this evening on behalf of the State Board of Education. I want to tell you kids what's happening throughout this valley. There's something that's changing. The fact being is the first year this institution was in place, the graduation was outside on the lawn at CWI campus. The second year it was on CWI campus. The next year it was at the Idaho Center. And then because they were bringing in a rodeo or something like that, they preempted you from being there. Shame on them! Anyway, we're in a nice air-conditioned building here today. And I look at it and I see a full building. A building of kids who are ready to go out and take the world. Am I right? Some of you are going to make $100,000, right? Some of you are still looking for work, right? I had lunch with my wife and Sherry Buckner Webb today after the graduation at Boise State. Sherry Buckner Webb talked about, she's a political person throughout the area here. She said that CWI, asset to the community. Each student also is an asset, Mr. President. Each student is an asset. I think that's huge. Eric, I want to talk about you a little bit tonight. Eric, your mother's very proud of you. At work, she talks about you. She'll know who she is now. And she tells me how great she feels about you, and the fact being that you have got to the place that you are tonight, a night of celebration. Matt and Jessica Walson, I want you to know that tonight that you're graduating, and there are many people out there excited about your graduation. Matt, Matt, you helped start the Wyken Warriors. Today, I wish we had what you had back during the Vietnam era. When we came home, we had no celebrations. We never wore our uniform in public because people would spit on us. Today, you have changed that in Wyken Warriors for vets all over the country. You give them something to look forward to, yes. They have something to look forward to when they come home. They have a love and a caring nation that loves them and wants to work for them. Sometimes the system is broken. Other times, you are there to fix it. And you as young people have to make that decision. And you have to be there at that time to make that difference. Wyken Warriors, you will succeed. And you will have jobs. And America does love you as veterans. As shown by the cords that we wear tonight, each vet has a cord on to remember the individuals that died for our freedom. Yes. On behalf of my colleagues at the State Board of Education, I'm delighted to congratulate you on your accomplishments. They are big. Each day we face enormous challenges in an increasing complex and incomplete world. To succeed in this environment, we must be positive, possess the ability to seize the opportunity as it comes before you. Are you ready to accept that opportunity? So while we congratulate you on reaching this point, we are even more excited about what you will accomplish in the future. In this class, we can find tomorrow's governors. Anybody want to be a governor? I apologize for that statement. I apologize for that. We may find some senators. We might find investors and leading citizens. Nothing prepares you for the future like a good education. Now go out, use the skills that you have developed, reach your potential, and make us proud. Thank you.
I'd just like to know there's 600 and some graduates that have walked today. There's over 1,100 graduates from CWI this year, this May. How many are named Eric? I just want to, your mother's proud of all of you. And the Bills and the Marys and the Jessicas. How many Bills and Johns do we have in the room too? Mothers have texted. They love you too, okay? See, who? Who did I leave out? Give a shout out. Give a shout out to your graduates. Every name that you got there. Well, that got out of control. Greetings to the class of 2014. And congratulations on making it to this very special milestone in your life. Tonight we are celebrating you. We are recognizing the remarkable achievements of each and every one of you. Who is excited here tonight? Literally from the moment I arrived and met in the green room, I could feel the accomplishments of the sense of accomplishment, the sense of pride, excitement, and unbelievable. Each and every one of your journeys have been unique, but you share a common story of perseverance, hard work, and success. This year's graduation marks CWI's 5th year of celebrating student success. CWI is celebrating a number of milestones this year, including just over 1,100 degree and certificate candidates who boast an average grade point average of 3.33. Give yourself a hand. Our graduates range in age from 17 years old to 68 years old. And we don't have just one 17-year-old, but we have 2 dual credit students that this spring will not only be celebrating graduation from high school, but are also graduating here tonight, the completion of their associate degree. $299 are graduating with honors, and 144 are receiving multiple degrees and certificates tonight. Tonight, we are celebrating a number of GED completers. I won't tell you which one, but I heard just before we came on stage that one of these completers has been pursuing her GED for 40 years. She deserves a hand. I want to commend you for taking this significant step in your lives. What a phenomenal group of people to honor this evening. And remember, this is not an ending. This is a new beginning for each and every one of you. This is a start of a magnanimous and glorious opportunity and journey for you to continue on. So congratulations. I would also like to take a moment, as of today is Armed Forces Day, to recognize the veterans here tonight. I would like them to ask each and every one of them to stand so that we can show our appreciation for your service. Notice of their military service may be identified by their red and white and blue cords. $190 of our graduates have served in the military, and we not only want them to only recognize them for their accomplishments here at CWI, but as students of honor of their service to their country, and thank you so very much. I appreciate what Milford had to say, because I myself, my older brother was in the Navy, I was in the Army, and my younger brother was in the Air Force during the Vietnam era. And I will tell you, I am proud to serve and stand alongside of you that have given up time and commitment to make your country safe. Thank you so very, very much. Over the years, each and every one of you have probably been asked a dozen times, what is your goal? What are your personal goals? What is your professional goals? Maybe even where do you want to be in 5, 10, 20 years from now, and why? Because this is a one-time question that only you can answer, your goal is your North Star that will guide you, all of your decisions, and help serve as a roadmap to make your way through life. Much like the constellations where the North Star lights the way to true north, helping people to find direction even in the darkest nights, your personal North Star will help you navigate through life's challenges and make the personal choices that you keep moving you forward. Maybe you came to CWI because college was a natural progression after high school. Maybe you were the first to attend in your family. or you came to CWI after experiencing less than a satisfactory career path. Whatever the reason, tonight we commend you on your accomplishments this day and your future. We are also here to celebrate and honor those who had played an important role in reaching your goals. Your family and your friends, signal to the stands, please. Turn the lights on. Students, look to where your family, your friends. It takes a village to raise a child. Thank you, friends and family, for making this possible tonight. Can I have the students who participated in student government, served as a presidential ambassador, or were part of any other student club or organization, please stand. Remain standing for just a minute. We want to thank you. This year's student leaders have made a phenomenal impact on student engagement both on and off campus. It's no secret that student involvement directly supports the success of students and increases the likelihood that students will stay in college through completion of college. On behalf of everyone at CWI, I commend you on coming together and building a strong community of leaders working collaboratively to support students and student success. I encourage you, whether you want to be governor or not, I encourage you to carry this experience on into your next phase of education or directly into the community as a leader, and active engagement will bode well for you in the future. Thank you for your service to not only CWI, but your community. You've been an honor to be working with. Thank you very much. You may be seated. I would like to make special acknowledgement of our graduates who have served as the Associated Students of College of Western Idaho officers or senators. Please stand as I call your name. Hank Ascension. Did I get that close? Was I close, Hank? So-so? We'll talk afterwards. Heather Colwell, Alexa Dickman, Christopher Gerdman, Tony Harding, Rob Ringen. Please give them a round of applause as well. Thank you. You may be seated. We also have a special group here, our presidential ambassadors. These are students that go out in the community and quite frankly have been a model in terms of being ambassadors in the community, talking about CWI and representing us, being advocate for us, as well as all of the student government officers have been out. We would like to have these students who have served the faces of the college at many special events. I cannot thank you enough for your time and energy spent connecting students to the community at our many events and activities throughout the year. If you'd please stand and be recognized, Heather Colwell, Rachel Durant, Astrid Farrell, Eric B. Harry, Courtney Keith, Ruthie Murray, and Kyle Reed. Give them a round of applause. Thank you so very much. And it would go without saying that we could not do what we do without our great, passionate, dedicated, committed faculty and staff. Will you please stand? I'd like to have all the faculty members who have been recognized this past year as Distinguished Faculty of the Month and our Faculty of the Year, please stand and recognize at this time. If you know who you are. These faculty have helped us propel us onto the national front, receiving national recognitions and helping our students receive national recognitions and titles far beyond our 5 years of being and operating. I can't tell you enough what kind of pride we have as a family, the right kind of pride as a family in terms of how we've been able to serve student success. I hope that the students have had the opportunity to connect with one or more of our dedicated faculty and staff who are truly passionate about your success, both in the classroom and outside the classroom. Do you know what it makes accomplishments like this one are celebrating tonight so special? This night is more than a formal acknowledgement of the skills and knowledge that you have acquired. It is a recognition of commitment and dedication that you made to reach this point in time. Regardless of the reasons why you came to CWI, you are each going in a forward life with a richer and more productive life in the future. Whether that equates directly to financial impact and education as simply a personal achievement that you have never thought possible, you have earned more than an academic or career skill. You have learned self-confidence and respect for others. This is a milestone, a very important illustration of hard work and dedication you are capable of making in life. I'm going to absolutely, the teleprompter is going to go crazy. I'm leaving script. Yes. I have talked with many of you over this last year, and I'm going to delete the story I was going to tell because it's not about the story, it's about your story. I want to share with you that I've met with many of you, I've talked to several of you, and I am so overwhelmed every time I talk to a student, and the Board of Trustees that hears from students once a month is always stunned by what obstacles you have overcome. This is truly a class from GED to certificate to degrees to diplomas, and no matter what program you're in, you have overcome obstacles that would stop most people from moving forward. And I want to compliment you that what we have heard, you are a can-do class of 2014, and believe me, you have renewed and reinstilled our faith in humanity that we have a future, that we have a successful future in front of us. Thank you. Thank you, class of 2014, for being here tonight and achieving what you have achieved. The degrees and certificates that you will leave here with tonight represent only a part of what your journey is about. The energy in this room tonight, believe me, is astounding. And I know that the energy stems from the reflection of life-changing success. Let's capture that energy. And please, when you leave here tonight, let that light shine on others. You will be able to lift others up and make a better world because of what you've done today. I want us to try something just a little out of the ordinary tonight. I've heard that there's a university down in Florida somewhere that requested that its graduates refrain from taking selfies during their commencement cemetery. During their commencement, it probably was a cemetery, but during their commencement ceremony, they even were threatened to withhold degrees from offenders. Now, I know all of you at CWI, we are all pretty non-conventional, huh? Pretty out of the box. And I want to tell you that I have my iPhone with me right here. Do you have your iPhone? Pick your iPhone up. Do your login number. Get over to your photographic thing there. See, how many of you got your iPhones with you? Put them up in the air, okay? We're gonna take a group selfie of 600 people. Take your selfie, make sure you share it. Who's got a selfie? What? You already did it. The faculty have already done it. How many got selfies done? Did you get your selfie? Okay. That's what CWI is about, is being in the state of the art right here, right now. No rules, no regulations. Okay, now I've gone off course so far now, I'm not sure. Would everyone take a selfie tonight? Mark this as an important milestone in your life. Accomplish what you have accomplished, celebrate what you have accomplished, and call out the obstacles you have overcome and hashtag your photos. CWI grad rocks. Okay? Now I can spend an hour talking about countless student achievements, from those transferring onto the university with scholarships to those who already have jobs lined up, our nationally awarded Honor Society members, or even the number of national champions from Business Professionals of America, Speech and Debate, and Skills USA. But these stories are not nearly as impactful until they come from you, the students. Every year, we receive dozens of nominations requiring hours upon hours of review to select a student speaker for this momentous occasion. This year we had so many amazing nominations filled with incredible stories, thoughts, and accomplishments that we literally could not pick one. Tonight I'm pleased to introduce not one, but two student speakers who exemplify the incredible accomplishments of this graduating class 2014. As I introduce our first student, I think, wow, what a story. Christopher Grapes arrived in America just 3 years ago. Moving over from England was quite a transition for this young man. He quickly adapted to driving on the right side of the road finally, decided college was for him, and with subtle persuasion from his wife, chose the College of Western Idaho to help him find direction for a career that he has since realized is that he found much more than just a career direction. Christopher developed into a fantastic leader of the English Club, a published writer in the first ever CWI literary magazine, and has been mentor in many ways to his fellow students, and as his instructor Dave Nicholas stated in a letter of recommendation, Chris represents the best of the class of 2014, and he does so with great intelligence, modesty, and dignity. As a student speaker, he will do our faculty and community proud. Please welcome Christopher Grapes.
Good job I took communications. Those of you I've never met before, you can probably tell by my accent I'm not a Boise native. Came to the US a little under 3 years ago, carrying nothing but a suitcase and a visa to be with my then fiancée, Samantha. So I got settled here in Idaho, I got married, yeah, I learned how to drive on the wrong side of the road. Next thing to do was find a job, start doing something with my life. So I started flicking through classifieds, running job searches online, looking for any sort of random office work that would help pay the bills. Quickly found, though, that most of my UK qualifications just couldn't be transferred over. I was out-qualified by a basic high school student. So there were two options ahead of me. I could start off right at the very bottom, maybe get a job at Taco Bell, and work my way up. Give it 5 years and I could be looking at an assistant deputy junior manager position. Second option was to go back to college. Now in my youth, I wasn't a great student. I very much agreed with what David Sedaris had to say on the subject. That education is really only useful once you hit middle age and start working off crossword puzzles to stave off the terrible loneliness. Education was just a thing that happened, a necessary evil. And that's how I initially approached things, with the idea that I'd meander through as best I could, get a piece of paper to go on the resume, go back to flicking through the classifieds, and eventually fall into a career, somehow make enough money somewhere for a nice early retirement, preferably in a log cabin somewhere in McCall. That was the plan, but it didn't quite turn out like that. My time at CWI has genuinely changed me for the better. Now in college, you always do a lot of writing, and I've always been a writer. At the age of 8, I used to while away the evenings writing my own Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stories. At the age of 29, there I was starting college, and still writing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stories. I wrote to amuse myself, to pass the time, as aimless distraction. But something happened in that first semester at CWI, something I didn't really expect. I began to develop. I found a voice. I found direction and purpose. My Ninja Turtle story started to become more profound. Later on, I worked closer with the faculty, and I was proud to be part of the inaugural issue of CWI's literary journal, Basalt. What I really took from my experience with the magazine was the incredibly diverse and talented students we have here at CWI. Some of the best student writing I've read in my time here didn't come from English majors, didn't even come from people who consider themselves writers. It came from nurses, came from butchers, from biologists, came from firemen, from soldiers. My lasting memory of CWI comes from the privilege of sharing the experience with these people. People who are discovering themselves through college, starting off on their first day of their first semester, perhaps confused, perhaps confident, maybe outright terrified. I was one of the terrified. New class, new school, new country. I'd been out of education for 11 years, and I could barely remember what an essay was, let alone start writing them. I feel extraordinarily lucky that my incredible wife was there to support me through all of it, paying the bills, keeping me in check, kicking my butt when it needed kicking, and no words I could say could express my gratitude, although that log cabin in McCall might come close. Hi, Annie. I also had the privilege of dedicated faculty, finding inspiration from their passion, whether it was from creative writing, communication, physics, any discipline or any subject. I was continually blown away by the dedication and drive to not just teach us how to get a passing grade, but to teach us how to be better people. It also helped me acclimatise to my new home. US history and politics taught me about this strange corner of a foreign field. American literature exposed the beating heart of the underdog spirit that prompted the founding fathers to throw off the yoke of imperial oppression, which I guess after nearly 250 years we Brits can forgive you for. I've seen where the very best of people turn out, where people discover themselves. And it's not just in the classrooms. It's in the hallways outside the classrooms, in the lobby areas, in the office cubicles, in the libraries and computer labs and writing centres. Incredible faculty and staff who work tirelessly, endlessly, often invisibly and without recognition to drive us to answer that question, what if? Now all that support, all that inspiration and dedication made me ask probably the most pertinent what if question. What if I could do the same? What if I could help others find their place in life, to inspire them to be more than they thought they could be? That question's where I am now, at the end of my journey with CWI, but still at the beginning of a much bigger one. I'm not leaving CWI with just a piece of paper to add to the resume. I'm not leaving to flick aimlessly through classifieds and end up just paying the bills with office work. Instead, I'm moving on to complete a degree in education and to teaching myself. But I never stop asking myself, what if? I've always been told you should finish speeches with a quote, take the words of someone wise and profound to sum up all the previous nonsense. So I'll turn to someone much wiser and much more profound than I could ever hope to be, playwright George Bernard Shaw, who said, I am not a teacher, only a fellow traveller of whom you asked the way. I pointed ahead of myself as well as you. Thank you.
Maybe a little later we can have a bit of tea. Or is it a bit of bitters or a cup of tea, or what is it? Bit of bitters or a cup of tea? Okay. Thank you very much, Christopher. We really appreciate that, for you sharing your story. As I stated previously, we were overwhelmed with a number of great nominations for student speakers. In trying to choose one, we decided to be okay to highlight two students, since this is a celebration of students' achievements tonight. So with that, I'd like to now introduce Michael Carlisle. Carol Billing assisted with the nomination of our next speaker. Michael Carlisle, she shared, he is an extremely exemplary student, having high expectations of himself and the course content. He questioned ideas and concepts and always related it to real life experiences. Well, I can tell you from reading Michael's bio that he has a wealth of experience before his time spent here at CWI, and served in the Navy during the Gulf War and held rank of title of Petty Officer 3rd Class. To add to his life's experience, Michael also is the father of a busy family with a wife and 5 children. I can relate to Carol in her comments, as I'm sure Michael did, bringing a lot of knowledge and life experience to the classroom, and I believe he will marry this together well as he continues his journey in becoming a teacher. I am honored to invite to the podium Michael Carlisle.
When I was asked to give a speech at this graduation, I was flabbergasted. Here I am, 3 days shy of 42, graduating with students who are mostly younger than I, and some are even young enough to be my children. I'm expected to inspire you. I grew up in the military, and I've seen and lived in many places. I've been to the majority of these United States and several countries in Europe. I have met people from all walks of life, from the homeless and destitute to the rich and famous. I can say without a doubt, we are among the luckiest and most privileged people in the entire world. Again, I'm supposed to inspire you, who are among the luckiest in the entire world. The more I thought on it, however, the more I began to realize that perhaps inspire wasn't the right word. After all, you're here today because you have already been inspired to be greater than you were. Perhaps I'm here not to inspire, but to congratulate you on your accomplishment. Maybe I, and others from my generation and generations before, should be here thanking you for giving us hope that tomorrow is filled with possibilities. And truth be told, I am grateful there are others here graduating today that are also veterans of youth of wrong turns in life. Those of you stepping out into the real world for the first time can be comforted by the knowledge that there will be some of us taking that step with you that have been there, done that, and are willing to share our analog knowledge with your digital youth. And those of us who have half a life behind us with a brand new to look forward to can take comfort in the knowledge that someone else will be there to answer our tech problems and show us how to be smarter than our smartphones. Over the past couple of years, you have learned much from me. Google and Wikipedia have taught you that knowledge can be easily found. The faculty has taught you that applying that knowledge requires long, tedious, and often difficult work. The administration has taught you that the education is expensive. Life will teach you that it is more than worth all of the work, cost, sleepless nights, and additional gray hairs. The American author Napoleon Hill once said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." You're a testament to the truth of that statement. You conceived of a future where you could be successful. You believed it enough to advance your education, and finally, you have achieved it. All of us here today have taken responsibility in what we will hope be a bright and successful future. It is only a first step, however. There will be many obstacles ahead, some small and some seemingly insurmountable. You have shown you are not afraid to take that first step or to climb that first wall. Do not be satisfied with this accomplishment. Do not say to yourself, "I have overcome this hurdle and the rest will be smooth sailing." Rather, look around you and realize this first step is your sure footing. Now that you have it, look for the next obstacle in life and run for it. Conquer that one, elate in that accomplishment, and look for the next. To quote Amelia Earhart, "The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity." Life is and always will be full of challenges. Embrace them, wrestle them, conquer them. It is through these challenges we find our true merit, our true grit, and our true selves. Some of us here today will go on to do great and amazing things that will go on to live in the annals of history. Others of us will do extraordinary and amazing things that will go on to live in the hearts of those we touch. Look to your left and then to your right. You are sitting among greatness. Breathe it in. Take a piece of it with you. You have been a part of something bigger than yourselves. I would like to leave you with the words of Mark Twain, a man who, in his own right, achieved greatness in his time and will, as some of you, live on in eternity. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones that you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sail, explore, dream, and discover. Thank you.
As he has said, Michael Carlisle, thank you very, very much. It is now time to act. I would like to introduce Executive Vice President David Schelberg for the presentation of the candidates.
Good evening. Will the candidates for the General Education Development please rise and remain standing? President Glandon, upon recommendation of the faculty of the General Education Development Program, I am proud to present these candidates. Now, will the candidates for associate degrees and professional technical certificates please rise and remain standing? President Glandon, upon recommendation of the faculty of the College of Western Idaho, I am proud to present all of these candidates.
Thank you. Thank you, Executive Vice President Schelberg, and upon recommendation of the faculty of the College of Western Idaho and by the authority invested in me by the trustees of the College of Western Idaho, I confer upon you the degrees and certificates with all its rights, attendant rights, privileges, and obligations. General education graduates, please remain standing. All other graduates may be seated at this time. We will proceed with the recognition of the graduates, and let me notify the audience, it is okay to celebrate when you see your son, your daughter, your mother, your father, your grandson, your granddaughter cross this stage, because they will be smiling and celebrating with you. So please join in.
Will the graduates please come forward to accept your certificates and our best wishes? Brenda Howard. Araceli Velasquez. Araceli Reyes. Shirley Leffler. Mary Sauce. Carrie Kieber. Moraima Nava Nunez. April Hawkins. Isaac McDaniel. Christina Hazard. Jennifer Adams Bagley. Jonathan Duran. Kristen Schwartz. Amber Catronio. Maria Rodriguez. Heather Stahn. Robert Lenkeek. Jay Cruz Landeros. Kara Biggers. Jenny Biggers. Galton Turpin. Sabrina Farley. Karina Bencomo. Michael Bradshaw. Pamela Sue Weiniger. Cristina Hernandez Clough. Marcy Barrero. Arturo Castañeda. Deanne Davis. Cristina Palominos. Jessica Jaramillo. Noemi Ramirez. Sandra Cabrera. Chastity Pelton. Christina Mariscal. Adrian Zavala. Joseph Delgodici. Joanna Rich. Christina Levitt, Michelle Novak, Seth Curtis, Cynthia Adkins, Jacob Booth, Kenneth Pinnell, Chantel Moore, Valerie Hansen, William Baldwin, Kaylee Lindstrom, Paul Campbell, Amanda Hopper, Mindy Ellison, Katrina Ihara, Camille Geisler, Sarah Garcia, Rebecca Geisler, Sophia Hang, Abby Vigil, Randy Aldrich, Charmaine Griffith, Brianna Martinez Torres, Ashlyn Plum, Laura Peterson, Ana Fernandez, Carol Crump, Kayla Madrid, Chaz Scott, Christopher Montgomery, Corina Lara Arguello, Caitlin Duenas, Michelle Kellogg, Julia Robertson, Misty Biggs, Veronica Pelayo, Miguel Aguilar, Joseph Kirkpatrick, David Duell, Heather Kane, Angelita Lopez, Angelo Olivo, Brittany Rosario, Cheyenne Williams, Cheyenne Newman, Nathaniel Mullins, Jeremy Ravenscroft, Tristan Van Lanen, Michael Bendixson, Noel Olson, Stacy Hill, Sarah McCowbry, Alexis Trujillo, Nikki Milburn, Michelle M. Gonzalez-Sun, Josie Shockley, Lacey Wallace, Andrew Moreno, Terry Redmond, Angela Lankford, Susan Beaver, Erin Chollett, Tiffany Crandall, Zachary Payton, Roy Eels, Josiah Ruin, Kelly Dull, Kathy Dowell, Elizabeth Drimmel, Taylor Smith, Angelica Marquez, Fernando Medrano, Ian Ashworth, Jacqueline Franco Valdez, Kelly Malembe, Rhea Mabute, Jessica Millis, Dylan Self, April Bingle, Vanessa Ortiz. Sarah Vuittonet. Jaisha Kinnanen. Megan Myers. Zachary Dick. Jesse Moore. Charles Hurt. Chad Anderson. Janae Carey. Jose Villegas. Joseph Dion. Lorena Newsom. Nadine Nzambonipa. Gabrielle Brent. Francine Nikuzi. Nicole Nackert. Katie Reed. Bradley Steiger. Tim Aldis. Abijah Lowe. Noel Bollinger. Hugo Vasquez. John Sullivan. Maria Sanchez. Luke Camper. Misty Martin.
Okay, you're next.
Posthumous.
We'd like to take a moment right now. We will now move to recognizing and associate degrees and certificates, but first I'd like to take a moment to honor a student that we lost this year who would have been a part of our ceremony this evening. Courtney Joanne Hansen would have graduated with an Associate of Arts degree in biology, healthcare emphasis. I would like to invite to the stage Courtney's children, Cabe, Cody, and Karen, to accept the posthumous degree in her honor. Thank you very much, Students 2014. We really appreciate that. It is a real honor for us to be able to honor this family and this lady in her graduation. Thank you very, very much.
Will the graduates for associate degrees and professional technical certificates please stand and come forward to accept your degrees and our best wishes. Christopher Grapes. Michael Carlisle. Austin L. Adams. Ariel Lynn Weaver. Jordy Farrow. Terry A. Flowers. Glenn T. Craner. Thomas Ames. Jennifer L. Martz James. Yvette M. Ramirez. Benjamin R. Whitaker. Justin B. Beckstrom, Don M. Cliff, Wesley C. Fairbanks, Scott Brumette, Stefan Danut Constantinescu, Kenneth L. Bowen, Justin Gerald Rowland, Curtis Elordi, Nathaniel A. Matthews, Andrew Roberts, Emmanuel Caden, Abigail Lynn Fiscus, Karen Kathleen Gregory, Sherry Lynn Redmond Mason, Jessica Glaspie, Leslie Garcia, Alexander Willis Sprague, Michael Duke Kyle, Clinton Price Ringel, Kara Kimberly Yelton, Anthony Berlin, Jeremy D. Crane, Kelly Ann Bristow, Kenneth Jernigan, R. Stephen Morton II, Whitney Marie Baird, Joshua Stewart, Lee E. Bossa, Chris Lord, Jeffrey Gomley, Kayla D. Marissa Duff, Christopher Gehrman, Katie Holtzclaw, Kristen Friesen, Penny Marie Alexander, Tony R. Wilson, Lindsay Michelle Nelson, Ashley J. Schweikart, Desiree Handeland, Jordan M. Brenton, Angela L. Gonzalez Saavedra, Ashley Barr, Melissa Jo Calder, Megan Marie Korn, Vita Ignatiuk, Laura Sprague, Joshua D. Hammer, Robin K. Herring, Jacob Wesley Proctor, William Martin Rowe, Amanda Carol Robinson, Carrie Suzanne Wilson, Amy Davis, Miguel Angel Juarez Vidales, Cody T. May, Jacqueline Elizabeth Blue, Nicole Angelique Ezel, Jenny L. Casagnon, Nicole Lee Gamble, Michael Minier, Mark Andrew Coburn, Daniela Garcia, Leanne Fleming, Virginia Balderas Martinez, Amanda Ellen Bartley, Jessica Summer Green, Lillian Voles, Jocelyn Nicole Evans, Donna E. Masonholder, Katie Mary McClure, David Bennett Hart, Garrett S. Olison, Carolyn Thorne, Jane Westerfield, Matthew D. Osterman, Jesus Aguilar Pardo II, T. M. Robinson, Trey Robinson, Erica Brown, Lawrence Salvatore Aurelio Jr., Nicholas Duarte, Hank Bobby Asuncion, Ryan Severson Scanlon, Tyler Charles Hewitt, Michael W. Curtis, Jane Elizabeth Butaza, Tom Simmons, Nathan Hale, Diana L. Berner, Wayne A. Heim, William B. Myers IV, Jose G. Rodriguez Jr., Andrew Thomas Spears, Derek S. Errol, Jason R. Rowley, Joshua Ober, Lydia E. Van Dusen, Krista Reve Harding, Tori Christopher Harding, Nancy J. Canary, Alexis M. Williams, Allison Hodges Hubert, Raymond M. McKenna, Abraham Figueroa, Kevin M. Patterson, Chet P. Maroc, Richard Lee Torres, Jonathan Baker, Jody L. Joyner, Lyra Duke, Teresa Marie Benjamin, Donald Ross Rutherford, Jessica Stacy Misnick, Shelby Dara Morris, Ariel Joanne Graff, Shelby A. O'Brien, Jamie Lynn Starkovich, Jessica Lynn Daly, Laura Therese Woosley, Michael Ray Manier, Victoria Gibbs, Julia Chavez Reynoso, Corey Tomlinson Nordby, Eric D. Pugmire, Shannon Mary Brown, Juliana Cruz, Lynn Laurel, Holly Annette Terrell, Melissa Marguerite Cooper Smith, Freddie Mathis, Jennifer Clout, Kimberly M. Neagle, Alexander Carpenter, Stephen G. McKinney, Kimberly Ray Wood, Elizabeth Gray, Megan Mormon, Ashley M. O'Bray, Carly Clement, Hannah N. Logue, Robert James Henderson, Randall W. Winslow, Kaylee Mae Corbin, Alicia Louise Dickman, Jessica Lorraine Watson. Matthew J. Watson. Alexandra Ramos. Sonia Ramirez. Maria Ponce. Luis Miguel Escutilla. Christopher K. Tant. Ashley M. Tucker. Octavio Rodriguez. Abram Simmons. Brian Detweiler. Robert Joe Ringen. James Douglas Miller. Brian Carl Feder. Eriks Edward Garzvo. Pamela Jean Hall. Jennifer R. Leggett. Michael Lynn. Ray Lee Barbosa. Jessica Dawn Sutton. Laura Vasquez. Kendra Maxine Harada. Travis Higbee. Jonathan M. Newbold. David Benjamin Garcia. Ashley R. Smith. Lynn Klingler. Megan Ali Reinholtz. Alexandro Alarcon. Astrid M. Farrell. Becky A. Miles. Evelyn Cruz. Karen L. Griffith. Emily Joy Ellis. Maricela C. Munoz. Brianna A. Wilson. McKenna Herrera. David Gregory Estes. Elizabeth Branscombe. Joshua D. Eck. Jennifer M. Bell. Bruce Wayne Haas. Alicia Wilkinson. Tara Marie Jones. Shauna Renee Harvey. Morgan Ashley Kidd. Carissa Ann Warren. Sarah Lauren. Guadalupe Palacios de Loscat. Kayla Klein. Reynaldo Ramos Jr. Kayla Michelle George. Sarah Elizabeth Gurnett. Natalia Kroptsova. Alicia Michelle Calloway. Kirsa Nicole Cook. Darren J. Brown. Catrice Hathaway. Teresa Michelle Pesek. Sandra Sword. Andrea Gigina. Sean A. Brandenburg. Brett A. Campbell. Ryan D. Eaton. Chelsea Weaver. Cindy Trudeau. Darcy Lynn Callahan. Kara R. Newberry. April McDonald. Tristan Tyndall. Michelle Lithgow. Amanda Renee Van Norman. Catherine A. Brown. John Coles. Ryan A. Browning, Christopher L. Franklin, Adil Milkovich, Brian Hughes, Craig Morford, Richard A. Castro, Bo M. Morin, Brady Jack Russell, Misty Baker Kimbley, Rachel Fuller, Stuart Trumbo, Michelle Mansky, Ray J. Skinner, Reynaldo Arzmendi Mendez, Douglas G. M. Melton, Elijah James Canas, Victor Nunez Leva, James Herena, Stephanie Roberta Hukil, Jennifer A. Williams, Sharepta Croninger McLeod, Teresa C. Vincent, Thomas D. Leiterman, Moen A. Rasich, Jonathan Justin Guevara, Cody Doramus, Stephen Allen Kales, David Jeffrey Borhin, Maria Guevara, Leslie Ann McLansick, Tawny Eisenbarth, R. Elaine Vickers, Trina R. DeLong, Brandy Danelle Ellenbaugh, Thomas Robbins, Christine Elizabeth Dolph, Patis Gumienski, Jacob Ryan Panzeri, Lindsay Colette Price, James Curtis Jolly, Harv L.G. Smith, Justin W. Henry, Lisa Ann Webb, Rachel Christine Fernstrom, Carissa Tian Cantu, Jennifer Lynn Stringer, Leanne Ray Goodman, Marissa Cora LeMasters, Corey Matthew Knight, Matthew R. Comasack Jr., Melissa J. Bausch, J.C. Seaver, Danielle Malay, Jill Bice Ballesteros, Andy Arledge, Rosella A. Williams, Manton James Emerson, William Gray Hawkins, Jeffrey D. Waters, Michael A. Tomas, Michael A. Williams, Estruya Luz Ibarra, Alicia May Doughty, Robin M. Smythe, Leanne Payson, Karen Ariano, Frances Ann Yett, Kristen Elizabeth Jackson, Luke Yates, Holly Marie Williams, Jasmine Nicole Avitia, Gabe Carrillo, Gloria Elisa Rojas, Jessica M. Walker, Jessica Ann Argyle, Audra Renee Hiller. Kayla Eileen Adams. Florina Ross. Allison L. Van Komen. Kayla Nicole Macabe. Christina Hewitt. Marissa Gonzalez. Amanda Luis Ireland. Victor Manuel Iraiza. Lacey Glasson. Brianna M. Dill. Summer Dawn Reed. Kylie Sue Reed. Kevin F. Reed. Maria Elena Garcia. Catherine M. Olson. Dalton Shane Cole. Colby J. Bear. Tricia Ellen Baxter. Elise Marie O'Neill. Francine Eim. Teresa L. Grimmel. Alexandra M. Borelli. Robert James Dunphy. Juan C. Molina. Alexander Dean Rebentish. Jabe James Tattersall. Alex Matthew Sanders. Brian Forrest Silva. Andrew Lee Danielson. Mandy Church. Eric D. Anderson. Laura Maribel. Travis Hayes. Jesse Martinac. Patina Leeper. Miley Stephanie Nugan. Katie Heisel. Gina Marie Yarlott. Kevin Rowland. Randall Waller. Tyler Karen. Brian Brent. Trevor Stephen Bensley. Deborah D. Scott. Evelyn Xomara Elvira. Rebecca E. Ramirez. Nathan Dylan Thomas. Robert L. Mason. Natalie Ann Wrighton. Tristan Donovan Enright. Enrique E. Gonzalez. Carlos E. Gonzalez. Jeffrey Lee Zier. Silvestre Sancha Sotelo. Boyd Tetia Teripie. Jennifer Jean Pyle. Yolanda Gallegos. Crystal R. Hartley. Melissa Cherie Urban. Keely Snow. Darren Dean Daniels. Eric Ryan Gathagan. Augustine Yabari Kuki. Kristen E. Lacey. Paula S. Vaus. Alisa Partida. Erica Marie Arteaga. Dioselina Flores. Rayanne Sue Blackner. Jennifer C. Diaz. Carlos Erasquin. Susanna Carnahan. Renee Christine Clow. Ganesh S. Reddy. Curry Maynard. Zachary Rhines. Angelica Maria Calderon. Christian S. Weston. David W. Edwards. Colton Douglas Brown. Benjamin Wyatt King. Holly B.A. Waddell. James J. Terraberry. Simon Christopher Roy. Brandon Fowler. Alicia M. Wilkie. Christopher Y. Iamos. Eric Byron Harry. Janet Catherine Caulfield. Christine Cervantes. Lance A. Brown. Vinnie Fiedler. Jessica Angeline Mylen. Kaylee Leggett. Aiko Mayuzumi. Rachel Marie Durant. Lydia Mae Blair. Georgiana Collins. Robert L. Allen. Garrett Horton. Sarah Ellen Merrick. Joshua C. Roby. Mike W. Bow. Stephen Luis Hernandez. Tracy Roxana Pedraza. Ciara Resendez. Kelsey R. Carney. Jessica G. Guy. Jennifer Marie Stout. Elizabeth Diane Dye. Vanessa M. Longo. Anna Vargas. Andrea Matkin. Alexis Tovar. Vanessa Vejar. Jenna Ryan Anthony. Ashley Martinez Sosa. Leticia Barroso Arujo. Amy Steffens. Jenny C. Bell. Lorinda K. Hardy. Veronica L. Gonzalez. Mark A. Lilly. Heather Marie Colwell. Shaylee N. Pusio. Christina Danielle Metzger. Adam J. Rux.
Graduates of the College of Western Idaho, in the closing of this ceremony, I remind you, do not forget your North Star, the light that will help you arrive here tonight. This commencement is not the end of your journey or the challenges to come. Rather, this is the acknowledgement that you will go forth. That you will go forth with direction and personal choices to continue to make your drive you and to your true north. You choose CWI. Now take the benefits of that choice and continue settling goals, striving for excellence, and achieving great success. Let your light shine on others and lift others up. If you are here to celebrate the completion of your GED, I hope you will see us here again in 2 years to honor your degree completion. If you are venturing on from CWI to your next exciting phase in life, I wish you the best of luck in your journeys ahead and remind you that you are a CWI alum. You will always be a part of the CWI family and community. Thank you for being a part of that family and community. Friends and family, I ask that you stand and remain in the arena while we acknowledge our graduates as they recess through the Faculty Honor March. Graduates, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Please stand and remove your tassels from the right side to the left side of your caps. You have made it. Congratulations, class of 2014.